When faced with a temptation that brings out your need for self-control, you could either respond to that temptation by saying, I don't do this, or I can't do this. Although it might seem like a subtle difference, it can affect how well you're able to resist the temptation. Some psychologists have argued that saying, I don't, signals greater commitment to a goal than I can't. For example, if the waiter wheels the fancy dessert tray to the table after a big meal, I could say to myself, I don't get dessert, which means that I have personally committed to avoiding dessert at restaurants. Alternatively, if I say to myself, I can't eat dessert, then I'm effectively blaming something other than myself for my avoidance. Inspired by this hypothesis, researchers conducted a series of studies to see if it made a real difference. In one study, they simply trained people to respond to a temptation with, I don't do it, or I can't do it. At the end of the study, all of the participants were given a small gift for their participation. They could choose between a chocolate candy bar or a healthy granola bar. The people who were trained to say, I don't, were more likely to make the healthy snack choice compared to the people who were trained to say, I can't. So you can implement this in your own self-control strategy set by thinking to yourself, I don't do this. I don't eat cake. I don't drink alcoholic beverages. I don't do this. I don't do that. Using that kind of inner monologue makes it easier to resist temptation by saying, I can't have that. I can't have cake. I can't have an alcoholic beverage, etc., etc. I know, at least for myself, when I was vegetarian, I still am vegetarian, but part of what makes that easier to commit to is by making that a commitment, by saying, I don't eat meat, rather than I can't eat meat. It makes it sound like some other person is telling me that I can't do something. But by saying I don't, I own it. And it helps me to stop and resist any temptation that might otherwise be in place. So think about this the next time you have a self-control conflict, and consider responding with, I don't. For more social psychology, subscribe to this YouTube channel, or go to beapeopleexpert.com and find new articles every week about psychological science.